Hey, I'm Duke on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it. Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with another take on Punishing Maverick featuring Urza Saga. This is a list that has been popularized by Harry Hackett, aka Harry1232, and Mark Strassman, of course, both doing really well at SCG Baltimore, coming top 12, I believe, which is really cool. I've made a few tweaks just on personal preference, one being Questing Beast, as we see the rise in the One Ring in the format. I think it's really really good to have this sort of anti-protection card in the deck. And Beast also really good at just closing out games, which is nice. And then just a small change from the second Birds of Paradise to another Ignobled Hierarch. Mainly so I have another creature to attack with, to do things like taking the initiative or stealing the initiative of the Monarch or taking out a Teferi or something like that. So pretty interesting to see. Pretty interested to see how this goes. It should be pretty fun. Really nice as well to have Haywire Might as a way to get rid of the ring as well. So I think that's going to be it. Pretty keen just to get in and then play. Oh, there's a showcase on. That's pretty cool. All right, Legacy League, play points, Punishing Saga, Maverick. Nice. Hope you're all doing well. Oh, and the trophy leaderboard restarted. Interesting. Currently 4. XJ up there with 2. I believe the last trophy leader was playing mono red, which is cool to see. The other card that I really like in Maverick is the new red and white X Monarch card from Lord of the Rings, where you get to create 2/2s with haste and potentially gain the Monarch. I know Mark's been playing around with it, which is really nice. Pretty happy to keep this. Interaction in both Wasteland and Swords. Shadow Spear or Second Night kind of makes this a bit of a 6, so I think if I was to mulligan and find this hand, I'd be pretty happy with it. We also have a land off the top to draw, and then Green Suns for Dried Arbor to accelerate, so happy to keep this. Chalice for 1. Alright. Well, that turns off a bit of our plan, but isn't too bad. The forest is really nice. Potentially, we play the Savannah, so they might lead on a Blood Moon effect over something like a creature, and buy us some time to be able to Green Suns next turn for a Mana Dork, and then get Night on Night online the following turn. Plateau. Ah, initiative. Okay. Makes sense. The chalice starts from them are quite hard for us to keep up with. Fable. Okay. Classic to draw the Haywire Might. That is fine. Hey Rick, a big congratulations yesterday on your dual land win in Highlander. Very, very cool to see. Do we need red? I assume we do, especially if we draw into a Punishing Fire. It's a great way to get rid of the Goblin Shaman. But yeah, your deck looked really good, especially with the ring as well. Very powerful, of course. Okay. All right. Barbecue was very good. Yeah, still full. Okay, we have some options here. could hold up Dryad Arbor, or we could play Knight as a 4/4, which isn't too relevant, but as a 3/3 it does get through the Goblin Shaman. So that's pretty interesting. So they have one card left. This will flip next turn. Wasteland not doing a whole lot here. I think it is trying to go a little bit wide, and therefore playing the Windswept Heath. Yeah, 2 Knights is probably the best bet here. And then trying to have one on defense, one on attack, potentially. No great blocks here, so just going to take this. Yeah. Do I even want the Dryad Arbor here? I definitely don't want to draw it. There's also a good thought of... Yeah. I was going to say Saga in end of draw steps, you get the second hit, but I think here we're just a little bit too slow. How many lands is decent consistent for 1x Mox Diamond main deck? That is a good question that I would go to a calculator with. Because I'm actually not too sure. It's just a hard cast Solitude. Fury. Okay, that's not too bad. I guess it doesn't matter, yeah, because we're at 5 and they have protection. So, Fiery Justice, Collector Oop, and Force of Vigor does some things. Mainly the forces are what I like. For some reason I can't pull them in. In a bit. I think it is very good. It's just a case of yeah, I wanted to knock out a few things before I get to that card, but it is very good. Soul Guide can come out. Hey Strass, welcome. Hope you're well. Endurances, Haywire, and Shadow Spear are very good. I think I'm happy with this. Thank you very much, Panda. Too kind. Yeah, the initiative starts are very tough, especially with the Chalice into Fable into... Yeah, just gas. Especially when your hand is, obviously... I think Maverick has to cast a lot of 1-drops early on to gain that early advantage. And if that's turned off, then it's pretty tough just to play land pass. This is a bit better. I don't mind this. This is a turn 2 Saga, potentially. No removal, but... I'm happy to see where it goes. Just one of those hands that, like, maybe there's a situation where I shouldn't be looking for just like straight up value. I should be looking at like a way to close out the early game with things like Swords Plowshares or Force of Vigor potentially. Could go for Taiga here. I think Taiga is fine. We have white through Noble Hierarch anyway. What I don't want to see here is like something into Fury. Sorry, something into Saga. That obviously makes our Wasteland a lot worse. Yeah, sorry, I meant Fable. Punishing Fire? No. I honestly don't mind taking them off the Ancient Tomb and then going for another Green Sun's creature. Obviously that's tough if they have a Fury, but the other play is Saga into Excavator. Turn 2 Knight off Saga isn't the worst. It is a 3/3, so it makes him have to have something else. Yeah, maybe that's good enough. They do get to loot here, which is tough. They get rid of a touch, which makes me think they have some sort of... Like, Fury here is brutal. But I guess if we play the Ramen app, it runs into the same situation. If we Green Suns for a Mana Dork and Wasteland, it runs into the same situation, so not too much to do. Okay. Honestly, here I think I just want to Wasteland and also take this out more than get the creature. But then I obviously don't get any real value off this Saga. We do get a Haywire Might, which deals with the Fable. So if we Wasteland this turn, next turn we untap, most likely just add mana to our pool, have 2 mana to play with, 3 mana with the Saga, play Ramanap. Like, what does Wasteland on Tomb actually turn off? Like, they have access to 5 mana. They have 2 cards in hand. Might want creature. Oh, is it non-creature? Non-creature, okay. Yeah, maybe if I am just going to go after their mana, it's a case of might trading with a token. I'll leave them the Ugly Tomb. Small win for us. Okay. I wonder then if here we just want to go for... it's tough. I was going to say we could go for Oof. Off Green Suns, which also shuts off the treasure. It could just be the Might. It's just tough because I'm not really using my mana efficiently. Yeah, I think the players get Haywire into play as a creature, play a Saga, and then play Ramana, and just hope. But it's a tough one. It's really tough. This creature deck is just so good at value, and so good at like mulligans as well, because you have so many 2-for-1 abilities. That like to try to take another turn off this deck is just really tough. Like to be able to untap in the position we currently are is a big ask. Yeah, even Solitude and Copy here is pretty brutal as well. Maybe that's a reason to go for Punishing Fire. Sorry, maybe that's a reason to go for Shadow Spear, because it's not a creature that's hit like that. They're down to 0 cards, which is good for us. Okay. Just holding up Saga here. It's pretty good. Especially with the reflections as well. But yeah, just too quick. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan those sort of hands, as I said, and just go for like a Force of Vigor or a Swords to Plowshares kind of draw. So now we're kind of forced into Green Suns for Outland Liberator, hit it and take out the reflections. Yeah. Alright, one card off the top. Just need one little fade. Okay. It's just a very like good creature deck, which is tough. I think Knight is big enough here as a blocker. Yeah. Tough. They find another caves. Oof. So the skeleton kills us, so we kind of... I think we're just dead, but we'll have a look at this. We've got a heap of time as well, so... Come on. Oh my gosh. Is it? I always forget what screenshot is. There we go. So we have access to 5 mana. Only 1 access. We only have access to Punishing Fire. Say here. Play this to return it. We have 2 mana left over. We could also make a Saga token. I don't believe we have anything left in the deck to actually get either. So if we make a Saga token, it's 3 mana. And then we can only return Punishing Fire. So, yeah. I think that's just it. Because the Soul Guy comes out. Shadow Spear's in play. The Haywire is being dealt with. Yeah. Tough. That was a blowout. That was a real blowout. Tough. Alright. We'll forget about that one. We'll move on. Yeah. A lot of, like, yeah, just, take it on the chin. Stress, how have you been finding the new Monarch card? Seems really cool. Seems great in an like to take the initiative, which is cool. Yeah, you really need a lot of like Force of Vigor or like early swords, or I just didn't really have it. Hey Loma Boy, welcome. If you can get your mic fixed, Loma Boy, I would love to have you back on the stream. That'd be very cool to have. But yeah, just the the mic issues are a bit of an issue. But otherwise, we'd love. You got it fixed? Very cool. Okay, that's awesome. Nice. Okay. Yeah, Loam has some new toys, which is cool. But it must have hurts it because it makes 2 dudes and it's flash. That's true. Yeah, like even if they don't block the, say, the 2/2 that you create, they can just like obviously take back the initiative and potentially keep you off stuff. Alright. Pretty great hand. Pretty happy to keep this. We have access to early mana acceleration, endurance plus questing beast if needed, turn 2 Knight. Happy just to get a Savannah, I think. I could go for a Tega because we have the growth, but I kind of like having the Knight for red mana. Also kind of nice not to show off the red until we need it. Okay. Chose to not shuffle. Another fetch here would be perfect. I actually don't mind that either, just to not show the wasteland. Force pitch Uro. Okay. Another ponder. You got a trophy with the list? Very cool. Yeah, it seems sweet. What did you kind of cut to make room for it? Ooh. Halfling's fine. Punishing Fire? Green Suns. What do I like here? What do I like? What's it to? Not a whole lot. They did force a knight before. I could go with QB, but I kind of want to hold the beast for now. Like, if they have the ring, then I kind of hope they play it. So I actually don't mind going Wasteland, because they already have a Tiger in the bin, and they're just going for another knight. No Saga, 3 Fury, 3 Fourth, 2 Fable. Yeah, I guess with it's really nice, especially with the Fable. So it's really nice with the Fury as well to have more red cards in the deck to pitch to it if needed. Yes. I don't assume they're going to be a Bolt deck, so I'm happy to have the Knight as a 3/3 here. And Mints can't kill it either, which is nice. Uro's fine, seeing we have the Endurance. Oh, they leave the Caracas. Okay, because they have the swords. Okay. Well, now I'm probably happy to go after their mana more than play the beast here. So let's start with Punishing Fire. And then, this is actually a tough one because of the Caracas and the beast. So I'm actually happy to take them off the Caracas. Like, green is most likely just going to be another, like, Delighted Halfling or Manadork, so I don't mind just having the Punishing Fire there to take care of it. But it's tough. Obviously, taking them off 2 colors is really strong there, but I think because we have the Caracas, because we have the beast, we kind of have to take them off the Caracas. Okay. That's fine. That is a no shuffle from them as well. They currently have no white mana, which is good for us. I guess if they find a green source this turn, or they don't, that's actually quite lucky for us. Pretty happy just to upkeep Endurance or see if they do something like an end step Brainstorm here. No, okay. Nice. Okay, you got it, friend. Take them off their green, so they can't loam. Haha, nice. Okay, so this is a deck where I probably like the blasts. Fiery Justice is interesting. The carpets are interesting as well. Like, I don't mind cutting down on, say, 2 mana dorks for 2 carpets. Especially post-board. I assume they might go for basics early on and probably basic island straight away. So having that is great. The Liberator I could see coming out. If we need it, we do have Haywire Might, which I kind of like a little bit more just because of building up Sagas. I could even see just going down to a 1-1 split of mana dorks. Potentially I don't need all blasts. I still like the libraries. Obviously the Endurances, the Minsks, the Questing Beast, the Ramanap. Probably the Spear. Honestly, maybe not any artifact or enchantment. One. Yeah, cool. Pretty sweet hand. We have mana, which is great. We have Saga. We have the ability to ramp. Now the question is, do I want to swords that? And seeing that we drew a second swords, yes. Yes, I do. Okay. Saga. Pretty happy to go for Ignoble Hierarchy to have red mana in play, which means that if we draw Wasteland next turn, we get to Punishing Fire as well as Wasteland. Cool. Yeah, that's true. I could have tried to hold the Saga. My thought for playing it was that we have land drops to play, so we can kind of just play this out. We also have like Wasteland open next turn potentially if the Ignoble doesn't get bounced. And potentially if they play a Planeswalker like a Teferi, I'd rather them spend Prismatic Endings or Swords to Plowshares or other removal on the tokens than the Knight. But playing the Knight also gives us access to Wasteland early on, which is good. And there's Teferi. Oh, they tick up? Interesting. Can you imagine drawing Pyroblast here? That'd be pretty sweet. Okay. I could play the Soul Guide out. I'd probably rather just attack the Teferi for 1. And that way our Saga is most... I kind of want to put them in a position where they want to deal with the Saga token. And I think I do that by... Oh, they can bounce the Saga if they want as well. Ah. I wonder why they didn't bounce the Saga. That's a pretty good... Maybe they're not too worried about it. Okay, now they are. When we can create a token, which maybe they have a verdict, so it doesn't matter, but if they're spending a card to remove this construct, I'm more than happy for that. They don't have endurance mana open. Okay, now they do. Now they're fetching. One ring. Okay. no QB. I still like Saga. Yeah, I assume them doesn't include Teferi. I'll attack it nevertheless. We'll see how it goes. For science. Ah, very nice. Honestly, here, I think I'm happy just to hold. Probably play this. And then hold up both Swords Plowshares and Punishing Fire. I don't think I need to deploy the Knight just yet. We did take out the Haywire Might though, so we actually don't have an out other than Questing Beast to the One Ring. Minsk is fine. Goes to 3. Sure. They try to tick up, so let's start with Punishing Fire. Maybe Swords was better, and then try to attack the Minsk. Yeah, sadly no showcase for me. All those events are usually 2 AM on Monday morning, and I work Monday to Friday, so it just isn't optimal. Okay. Happy to start with attacking the Minsk. They are going to Swords it. That's fine. Play Taiga. We can Swords the the Mince token. And then we get to return the Punishing Fire. But yeah, I think just because we saw the One Ring here, we should play the Haywire Might. See, even this I'm probably okay with just removing their graveyard. I'm trying to think if we actually have a card left. To grab? I don't think we do. Oh, I also didn't hold up Swords, but that shouldn't matter. Maybe like play around Pity Needle, but start with attacks. Hey Basso, welcome. So even if they have a creature here, Dress Down's a little bit of an issue. Okay. Probably is going to pass here with I will fetch first. Savannah. That's where we hold up swords and punishing fire. I didn't hold up white there because I want to try to return, if they play an Uro, return the punishing fire to hand, which works out really well because this is going to happen. Interesting, they're not... I guess they don't have the creature there to return... They don't have the extra card there to return the Uro. Green Suns? Aeroblast. Okay, that's not too bad either. I feel like we just want to sorcery speed this endurance while they're tapped out so they can't like hardcast force. Maybe I'd rather them hardcast force and then we pyroblast it than them force pitch card. Like even if they have dress down here, it doesn't matter because we have the pyroblast for that. But yeah, tap draw 4 cards is pretty brutal. Yeah. Okay. Maybe there's a world where we can deck them. They're down to 18 cards. Wow, they don't even attack with the boo? Didn't expect that. QB would be kind of cool here. Loam's fine. Hmm. Take 10, throw. Hmm. Throw Boo is lethal. Looking at their deck, I'm more than happy to play, obviously, the Haywire. Probably, maybe the Extra Blast, especially seeing Dress Down. And I do actually want the Birds and Nobles just to get that early start. But then it's really tough what to cut. Punishing Fire is fine. Does, like, especially with Grove, it's quite nice against the Boo tokens. What don't I want? Maybe I don't want the Carpets. They are on Wasteland, though. Like, I could see just like a trim, but tough. That game, we definitely just allowed them to do what they wanted. There's a little bit of Solitaire. We just didn't have like that early mana denial, which is where the mana dorks really help. We'll go with this. Fantastic hands. Turn 1 Ignobled, turn 2 Library with Saga. Probably happy to go for Taiga up the Wooded. Green Suns for Questing Beast down the line. More than fine. Probably want to find either a blast or a wasteland off the top. Swords isn't bad. There's wasteland. This is fine, as we do get Soul Guide off the Saga. Put on top, put on top. Happy to make another guy. Hey Ben, hope you're well. They use the swords here, we are more than happy with that. Soul Guide. Trigger row. Combat. Probably could have played the Noble out first. I probably just want to take them off red here though, to take them off Minsk. Wow, they gave us the time to find the blast. I didn't expect that. Oh, there's Haywire, mate. Honestly, I think we put this back, but pay for the Haywire. The only card that I'm a little bit worried about is that Monarch card. To be fair here as well, I don't have to shuffle. We can play a fetch land, play a Noble if we want, and hold up Blast. So I kind of like just putting the Haywire on top. Play a land. They're on the ring. Wow, nothing. In that case, I'm probably okay to play the Noble. Nothing end step, wow. Verdict. That is fine. Probably still want the Haywire. Okay. Put on top. Put on top. I don't really want to go lower than 11. Guess we go to 9 with the fetches anyway. I also don't mind just ramping here to make sure we keep our mana flowing, because that's where I can see we definitely lose the game. We have double red, so I'm happy just to go and get a Noble here. And then Fetch can go and get Savannah, which is swords. We have Pyroblast up as well, which is nice. So now they go for red. Minsk is fine. I think I care about this enough. We do have the Fiery Justice to deal with the Minsk anyway. We also have Questing Beast off Green Suns if we can find it. No. Put on top. Honestly, I probably do want to pay for this Wooded Foothills, which goes against like what we've been doing this whole game, but it just, yeah, it's... One, two, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I kind of, if I want to play around fourth, I do have to hold back the Noble here. But I really want to find a Wasteland ASAP for this Volk for sure. I guess we do also have Fetch, draw a card. The tokens have Trample. Okay. Honestly, happy to blast this, especially while they're down on one card. Ah, but they can just recast it. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to draw a card here. Okay. Green Suns? No. Okay, that's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Minsk. Okay. I could have also attacked for 2 and then drawn 2. I think that's probably better. Yeah, should have left up white for the swords as well. That's very true, because now we're just dead to a Minsk throwing back. A lot of wrong tapping this game, for sure. Yeah. Sorry, I thought that was a library trigger. Put on top, put on top. What we want to do here is probably just Swords the Uro, attack with Boo, and then sack it to draw cards. I'm just trying to think if potentially it's better to red blast the Uro and keep the swords because of like Minsk from their end is pretty tough. We also do have a few... We do have, like, endurance off the top as well. Force of consideration. Yeah. Maybe I do start with swords. They do have the force. So now we blast that. We attack for 5, and then we sack it post to draw. Nice. So we play Wasteland. Take them off. Oh no, I meant to take them off the red. I even said it in my head. I apologize for that. That's just really bad. I've just clicked on the Wasteland. I apologize. Okay, we're going back. We're going back. Honestly, here I just want to get this endurance into play and just keep the ball running. I don't mind giving them back those cards. Obviously with Uro as well, I don't want them having it. Sorry, team. That's a big mess up, and I apologize. Okay. Birds we don't want. Knight we don't need. The swords we do want. Take them off red. They float a blue. Dress down. Okay. Okay, this we don't mind about that. That's actually quite good for us. Now we just pass back. Okay. Yeah, there is definitely a world to not give them shuffle of red cards back into the deck as shuffle effects. Knight's good. Wasteland again. Okay. Put this on top. Don't really need this at this stage. I assume they have a Taiga and a Volk. Wow, it's a 10-10? Damn, Knight can nearly just kill them next turn if we throw it. That's pretty cool. So it might just be the play. Wow. So many misplays there. I apologize. Especially with mana and just like... I think a little bit of it was just time, especially for a grindy game. Every second, of course, matters. But yeah, like obviously not tapping off the... Like tapping off red or white when we have swords or blast in hand is just an easy one. But happy to get there. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a second. Hey, and this is a great time for you to potentially find me on YouTube and Twitter and subscribe. Up against the Wang. Look, not the worst hand. What do we have? We don't have a threat. And obviously just drawing more removal and no real threat is not really where I want to be. This hand sets us up nicely as it just hits land drops. And potentially the green sun scales if we draw into a mana dork, but... Pretty happy to mulligan a hand with a little bit more that this is nuts. And that's what you get. Oh my gosh, yeah. I guess. Probably going down on these two. Punished. Punished. We kind of just have to see if the Dried Arbor survives a turn. Okay. I'm happy to untap here and see if we can draw a land to play around days. No. Tough. Come on now. There we go. Rug. Okay. The opening would have been sweet. Yeah. 4 lands and the Pyroblast. Tough. Alright, Carpets, Blasts, Fiery, Minsks, Beast, Wrenn, Libraries. Not a big fan of Outland. We do have Haywire Might if needed. Maybe one library on the play. A one lander. Okay, much better. Boo's fine, but it's just so open to bolt that it's a pretty bad feel bad, especially at 4 mana. I'd rather just have a lower curve. Happy to keep this and probably bottom a Grove. This way we get to go Savannah into Birds into Saga. Hey Harry. I haven't heard of that, but I would potentially tweet them, because typically they get back to you pretty quickly. And usually if you tweet at them with something like that, you might then find others who are having the same issue. Hey Tim, welcome. Okay. Chose to not shuffle. That's pretty nice. Honestly, I think it's just Saga pass. I could also try to develop my mana. I don't mind that, because it means if they don't deal with one bird, then potentially we get to blast and also Saga next turn. Oh, they're going to force that? That kind of makes me feel like they don't have great removal in hand. Happy to go for a second white source, seeing we have the Grove in hand. But yeah, a force there makes me think they either want to go after our mana really well or not. Hey, Cloud. Hi, John. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Okay. Plat. Don't really want to show the Grove just yet, so happy just to play a land. Attack for 1 in the air. And then hold up Saga. I don't believe we have to worry about Dress Down from Rug Delver. So to get something like Shadow Spear going is pretty sweet. Delver's fine. Tap like this, so we're holding up red as if we have a blast. New blast. Knight. Alright. Happy to get value here. Shadow Spear. Land. I'm going to tap like this again. No bolt. Okay. I wonder if they're playing the new Exile / Forkbolt 2-mana card. That'd be kind of cool to see. So they have a bolt. Luckily, Knights are 4/4, Endurances are 3/4. Our Shadow Spear token is pretty big as well. They don't fetch. Okay. Maybe bolt on this construct? Just to stem some bleeding. Okay. This is fine as well, because it's just one more card we get to dip with Endurance. So let's go with Night. Maybe I do want to play the Endurance around Days. For a second I thought we had 7 mana, but we only have 6. I'm pretty happy just to pass back. And then upkeep. Four mana. Goyf? Minsk. Okay. Pretty nice. 1, 2. We could attack for 2 at the Minsk. I don't mind trading token for token either. Could also put Shadow Spear on the Endurance. What do we have? 3 mana for Ramanap, get back a land. We then have 1 mana left over, but the equip is 2. It's actually a little bit tough because we don't want them we don't want them to be able to draw 7. I think last time what I should have actually done is just play play Endurance at sorcery speed if I'm worried about days, and then just play the Knight into days. If I attack with a Construct as a 4/4, they block with the Insect. 1 tramples over, but then they still get to attack for 4, draw 4. Get back Saga, it does nothing. I think we just want to attack with the Construct. Okay, I'm actually not too unhappy about this. I thought they might have blocked with the Delver. Mint takes 1 trample. Attack for 4. Draw 4, but maybe they know things that we don't. Alright. So let's start with Ramanap. Get back Saga. Trigger. They've already used a bolt. I think we want to play the Knight here more than equipping the Shadow Spear. But it's tight. Ah, Ben, that's true. Yes, 2 does trample over, not 3. Sorry, not 1. That's on me. Okay, they hit 5 mana. Do they have another one to throw it? Oof. Okay. So now I guess they throw it at the Knight. But then even then, it's just tough for them because they have 2 cards left. Yeah. They go to 6 cards. Well, now we definitely kill the Minsk at least, because we just get to attack with Shadow Spear as well on, say, the bird. Yeah. I'll play the Wooded Foothills as well because it is a Dryad Arbor. I assume they put this here just to kill it. I think Dryad Arbor is better than make a dude and equip as well. No blocks is interesting. Maybe they thought I had something weird, but now they're down 2 Minsk. They have 5 cards, 6 mana. Okay. So they're playing Minsk. That's pretty interesting. Doesn't really change a whole lot, to be fair. Yeah, I just forgot about Trample. That's the reason. Which was definitely wrong, because then I also have the mana left over to be able to re-equip, potentially, if I want to make a construct. I think I'm happy just running this back, honestly. The Sylvan Library is probably the pain point, but... 3 lands, 4 spells I'll be pretty happy with, especially if one of those spells is a removal spell. So like 2 creatures, green sun, swords, 3 lands is like perfect. Pretty close to it with the carpet. Pretty happy to keep this, especially with blast as well. Okay. The question is, do I want to run anything out turn 1? I think I'm happy to try and daze check. Carpet's just so good. Yeah, carpet's just so good here. Because we have the Punishing Fire, I'm not actually going to do anything here. Nice. Yeah, I feel like right now you could play as many colors as you want. There's like maybe a little bit of mono red stompy, but otherwise you're probably free to go, which is pretty good. Just a pass back. Saga's pretty sweet. Play the Saga. Punishing Fire. I could jam a 3-drop for sure. Also plays a little bit around Spell Pierce, so. No flip. I do like the thought of just getting this off the field and then playing a land and then just having Saga open. This also might cause them to fetch a little bit more if they want to get another threat onto the field that isn't 1-drop. This is fine. Having a map as a Saga target would be very cool. Especially here with Carpet, we'd be able to map for Caracas. Wow, they attack. I wonder if they have something like Submerge. Ooh. I think I should have used the carpet first. I'll put the carpet on the stack to make all green, just to make sure we can cast everything we want. But hopefully it doesn't matter. I could play Ramanap here, get back a land, and then have 2 mana for Shadow Spear. I don't mind that, because if they have Force, then we still get to play Noble and attack for 4. Is that greedy? Ramanap Saga. Yeah, I think I kind of feel like it's good enough. Oh. Okay. This definitely makes me feel like they have a second Boo, though. I don't think they would attack if they didn't have a second Minsk. Or something like a Submerge, but here we are. Okay, so no hardcast Force. It's good for us. Wasteland's pretty strong. Just gonna make green again. Probably rather get Saga back than take them off a color. There's no real color I can take them off here. Not too worried about some sort of endurance effect from them either. Especially seeing they didn't take out the Saga when they had a chance, so still feeling pretty good here. Bolt the... oh, Pyroclasm. Okay. Goyf? Sure. They still attack with this. I'm pretty happy to trade it off. 2 damage on it with the endurance. Now we make another token. Make this a 4/4, which is bigger than the Goyf. Oh, there's no land in the bin? Well, that's a mistake, because now we can't attack. That's yeah, that's really bad. I apologize. That's, yeah. Should have checked that. I just assumed. And that's, yeah. That is today in a nutshell. Carpet's been really strong. I definitely don't think I'm going to be leaving Carpet at home anymore in terms of playing green decks online. Especially against Delver. Yes, Ben, that is correct. It is still good to play right. But that shouldn't have to be said. Lands off the top is not what I want. Probably take out the Saga, just because it's the extra enchantment. I wouldn't compare Carpet and Choke. But I think Carpet is a card that I'm more than happy to bring in against Delver, and Carpet is not. Choke isn't always. Could have played a land. It is definitely a Sunday in this household. But it's kind of nice to screw up so much and still beat Rug Delver. Sweet. All right. Let's move on. I'll probably find room for like 2 Carpet, 1 Choke in the sideboard. Still think Choke's pretty relevant, and it does win games. But it's, yeah, obviously like obtaining mana and denying mana are separate things. House of Mana was on like Bant Legends, I guess. I'm not too sure. I don't. We might have played before, but I'm not too sure who they are. Deck has been quite good tonight. Obviously, with 26 lands, you're going to flood on just the hands where you don't have things like Sylvan Library to contain the top of the library, but obviously with the Sagas, you don't want to go down too much on land. Potentially 25, but even then you're probably on 21 other sources, one of which is Dried Arbor. Pretty tough. More than happy to keep this. Double mana acceleration, removal in Punishing Fire, threat in Night, which will be at least a 3/3 with this fetch, which is cool. Would love this to be Delver. This is a pretty great hand first Delver. Not so great against the Lotus Petal deck. Oh, but just a Petal Pass. Okay. That's really interesting to play in a format with Prismatic Ending. I don't understand that. I'm also going to lead on just green-white. Potentially this is a matchup where I want Pyroblast, and I don't want my opponent to think of that post-board. Maybe they think of Chalice for 0, or don't want it taken out of their hand. There's definitely reasons to play it as well, but maybe Show and Tell with the City. Could also be Mono Stompy Initiative. Blue. Okay. Well, let's hope that Knight's going to be good enough here. Blue, red, 2. Sneak. Okay. Well, it's just gonna be night here. And hope they don't have both creature and red source. Ooh, ho, 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 ho. Let's go for Savannah. I don't want to show the red. Let's get Outland Liberator. Surely they have force if they don't have red source card. Yeah, okay. Now I'm probably happy to show some red. What did they pitch? Omniscience, okay. And just hold up Caracas here. And if they don't Caracas, if they don't play a creature, then we just get to Wasteland the City, which stops them from, like, maybe land show and tell Omniscience or something like that. Alright. Haywire Might here is very good. Now that is a win. All right. Pretty much all of these do something more than probably some cards in the deck. Punishing Fires, Soul Guide, Shadow Spear, Ren, Ramanap, Endurances to some extent, probably a Minsk or two. Beast can close out games, but this is all pretty good. They could play things like Magus out of the board, but I think we have a pretty good time against Magus anyway, with Carpets and Swords if needed. Potentially Ramanap in case we find it and have a Wasteland in the bin and just want to get something back. Yeah. Ramanap just turning on the graveyard as a resource as well is so strong. Pretty easy mulligan. No colored mana. Pretty good hand. Keep this. So here, I obviously like Double Blast. I like the Green Suns. I like the fetch land potentially more than the Taiga. And then we have a nice threat in Saga. We have Wasteland if needed, so I think this is going to be it. Potentially even put in Wooded Foothills off Show and Tell. And then try to blast like an Omniscience or a Traxer. So honestly here, happy to Wasteland them. I don't really care what they do with the Ponder. Getting Ignite to a big creature as well is quite nice. There's probably no better target than a red source and a blue source in this matchup. Going for the island makes me think they either have Magus or they have just tough mana. They did choose to shuffle in, so I feel like they're going to be having mana considerations here. Or mana issues, I should say. I'm probably happy to hold up Blast here more than Green Suns. And then next turn we can just Green Suns anyway for Dryad Arbor. Or potentially play the Saga and get that going. I'm also happy to buy some time here. And I think because they shuffled last time, that I am more than happy to fight over this Ponder. And they missed their land drop. Nice. Because of the shuffle last turn and getting the basic, that makes me think that A, they're not in a position to be wastelanded again off of Volk, and then the shuffle makes me think that they're looking for lands on the time on the top. So I think Saga now is quite strong. Could Green Suns for Oof here. But they don't have Force. They obviously have either a creature or Omniscience creature. So I think here I'm happy just to make a token, get that going. And then we get Haywire Might next turn as well. They find Tomb, but that doesn't do a whole lot for their mana. Which is funny, because it obviously cheats on mana by giving them an extra 2. Woof. Look, I think here I'm still happy to make a token. But I can't make a token and hold up the ability to Haywire. Which is pretty interesting. Just play Minsk. Yeah, it is. It is very like they have 4 cards. They didn't have what they wanted last time, so potentially it is just Minsk. Yeah. Take 6. And then the following turn is pretty much lethal. Hmm. Four, 8, 9, 10, 11. The attack next turn takes them off the ability to use the Ancient Tomb, which is pretty sweet. But hey, we get there. Nice. Yeah, the blast there was quite nice, especially taking off the ability to look for mana. We didn't just lose, Penguin. We got thumped by red-white initiative. Just kept throwing punches, and we could not. We weren't even allowed into the game. That match was us watching red-white initiative blast their way through a league. No showcase, sadly. It'll be yeah, 2 a.m. for me on Monday. Yeah, the 4th is really good. Yeah. Really good card. Especially just like if you can get it out on turn 1. Obviously that's pretty insane, getting a 2/2 and also getting the Monarch. But there's not many decks that can take the Monarch off you for more than one turn against red-white. The 4 Rebs has been pretty nice. I know Mark's always been a big fan of 5. And especially with Legacy being so quick, you just want to have them in your opening hand. So the more the merrier, in my opinion. Especially with how blue the format is getting. Also just being so good against Murktide. Obviously Delver as well. Alright, on the play, which is nice. And a mulligan. Not great, but I don't really want to go down to 5 again. I actually want to bottom the Taiga. Yeah, one of those 6s that just don't feel great, but here we are. If this was lands, I'd be pretty happy. If this was lands, I'd be very happy. Bayou. Okay. Once. Okay. Maybe Elves? Noble Hierarch. Pretty close. Okay. Saga. Savannah. Noble. I guess we could have also played Saga next turn, so we could deploy Knight next turn, play Saga, and then start getting value, instead of kind of being cornered into getting full value out of the Saga. Once Upon a Time doesn't traditionally get seen in... Okay, Reclaimer. Nobled. Okay, this probably is going to be like a natural order Elves. Taiga. Which honestly makes me want to get the Knight in play to deal with a Traxxer. More than get the 2 Saga tokens. Active Volcano. Nice. Oh, Snuff Out. Dried Arbor. Yeah, this is a really tough start against the 6 we had. Fiend. They're probably going to go get Cradle. I think I just tapped without... Oh, they fetched. Okay, so luckily we actually get to tap this now if we want. What do we want a Green Suns for anyway? There's nothing really to Green Suns for. I guess potentially Questing Beast. See if they use the Reclaimer first. No. Yeah, we were dead on, like, turn 2, let's be honest. I don't think it really matters. But Questing Beast gives us, potentially... I don't really want to even show that we have red, but... Just one of those really awkward starts. At least we know what we're up against. And hopefully can find some Punishing Fires and Swords in games 2, potentially even 3. Got Fiery Justice, that's about it. I think it's a case of just getting a hand that is good for the matchup and not drawing the wrong side of the deck. Yeah, mainly, I think just Fiery, let's be honest. Yeah. Collector, Outland Liberator out, and probably just bring in Fiery Justice. That is gonna be it. I think Haywire Might is a little bit better than Outland Liberator just because it does pump the actual tokens. I think if we're blasting a Traxxas, we've already lost. I think what we should be doing is destroying their creatures so they can't natural order, and going after their mana so they can't cast natural order. And then if they do find a Traxxas, then just Karakas it. But I think like Blast just being dead in your hand all game is just too big of an issue. And honestly, like that game, like where they just went off with Craterhoof, you've just mulliganed to 6 with the 7 that you've kept with Blast. So I think that having the Karakas in the deck is really nice, and you do have ways to find it through Green Suns and Night. Alright. Pretty, yeah. Obviously pretty mana intensive, and it's only the Punishing Fire. Turn 1 Noble, Punishing Fire, then play Saga untap. I mean, it's a quick Saga start, but there's no way to draw into additional removal that I don't think we can keep this. Like one more land off the top and we really... Now we need a Sylvan Library start. Alright. Now we're kind of back to square one. We are just going to end step sack this to draw a card. This is where an exalted creature is a lot better. It doesn't really matter. We just have to find a land off the next 2 draws, including this one. Okay, we don't, but... Like, if we found a land there as well, we could potentially return the Punishing Fire. But yeah, like land into Grist, tick up on Germ means we can't really attack with the Minsk token. Oh, they don't find a land, do we? Yes! Oh my gosh. But yeah, like, can you imagine how good it would be if this bird was an exalted creature to attack for 2 and then sack it to kill the Reclaimer? Just little things like that can really add up. And the reason that I have the bird in here is because it taps for both white and red, which no other Hierarch-esque card does. But Minsk really allowing us to get back in this game. And it's kind of a case of the 5 just being higher card quality than the 7, although the 7 had more quantity. Yeah, exactly. Always home. Like having a bird or a mana dog that taps for both white and black is huge as well. And these situations do come up, but it's a case where typically having the access to all colors through bird is just a little bit better. Now they do get to take out the Minsk, but they do lose a creature. Oh. Okay, that's a start. But maybe not even good enough. But another really good point, if they do have natural order here, like Expedition map is just so good. Okay. Interesting. You take out the questing beast? Sure. It's pretty good. Just in case, we'll tap like this. They can remove the bird here. See, like, oh, so close to being like Shadow Spear with... we will just go for Shadow Spear. I guess Haywire Might is a creature. That could be incorrect. Probably is incorrect, let's be honest. I think getting Haywire Might there is better as a creature. But at least they're down to 2 mana. We do have swords for a creature. Force is fine. We don't care about that. I mean, now they're down to 0 cards, so even if they draw a creature here, it's very tough for them to get back into it. Yeah. Swords on their creature also means we get to return Punishing Fire. We now have Dried Arbor online. Actually, if they play a 0/1 creature, we just win because we swords it, return the Punishing Fire, and then deal 2 to them. But with the trample as well, it's just, yeah. Okay. Honestly, just running it back. Pretty lucky with the Minsk there. And then just like removal off the top as well is fantastic. Yeah, it can be tough to mulligan. It can be tough to give up on card quantity when you're looking for card quality. Especially when the hand has like a bit of a plan. Like this is obviously a mulligan. It's just a one-lander that doesn't even cast the birds, so that's an easy one. This is actually pretty good. We'll keep this in bottom, the Shadow Spear, and try to go after their mana very, very aggressively. Hey Must, bonjour. Comment ça va? C'est une belle journée? Not sure if you're actually French or if you're just saying bonjour in French. Saying bonjour in French. Oh my gosh, I need to get outside. Just woke up? Nice. Glad to have you in chat. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That obviously means they have a Cradle in hand. I think that's the only start they would do that for. But this does just buy us a lot of time, which is nice. Oh my gosh. I'm happy to use the Wastelands. I could keep them and use the actual removal on them and keep a Wasteland for Cradle, but like without Cradle, what do they have? Ooh. We have a little time here, so let's think about this. We could Swords it, but I kind of like land Ignoble Hierarch, allow them to build out their board a little bit, and then Fiery Justice next turn, potentially. I think this is the time to go for probably Savannah into Ignoble Hierarch. Savannah, Ignobled. Like, Fiery Justice still killing Grist as well is very cool. Cradle's fine. A little bit tough if they do have Snuff Out, but not sure if that'd snuff out the Ignobled Hierarch. Bowmasters. Okay. That's actually pretty tough. It's probably the reason. Yeah. Yikes. Really punished. One turn. One turn. Oh, okay. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. One, two, three, four, five. And then probably just punishing fire next turn to take them off Grist. Oh, the creature from Grist. But honestly, we need something else as well, ASAP. Like, Wasteland right now, but we've already used 2, so that's a pretty huge ask. Wow. Okay, so they have 1 card left. Okay. They do get to deal with this with the Grist, but then we get to Punishing Fire it potentially. Whew. They also have like Reclaimer for Bog, so like Insect, take out Ramanap, attack for 5, put us to 11. Punishing Fire the Grist, attack for 5, put us to 6. Wow, they didn't. Now that's really interesting. They didn't use the Grist first. Oh, they're gonna bog us. Okay. Oof. If they have a Cradle in hand, they have a Cradle in hand. I think they just didn't. They don't care about the Ramen Up because they've taken out the Bog. We only have 1 Wasteland left. I think he. Oh, it's really tough because we can't Punishing Fire and also Shadow Spear. I also don't want to. I don't want to play the Knight into Grist. I guess we can Punishing Fire the Plague and then attack the Grist and see how they block. That's not great though. Getting the Knight online is pretty nice, but of course that means the Grist probably has to go. Okay, I don't mind this. This is kind of like just keep them off as many creatures as possible. One card in hand for them. Just the insect. Okay. They milled a natural order. Ooh, Ignobled Hierarch. Oh my gosh. Yikes. Tough. Didn't play around force. That's a tough one. Tough. Tough. Well, we do get a chest, which is nice. And really comes back to that fiery compliments play, but maybe it's greedy to try to build out the board, but you never know. It's gonna be me. 3-2. Not too bad. The other creature decks that are just better, definitely got there. But deck was fun. Really enjoyed it. I'm gonna see who else is streaming and send you guys over there. Anzi is playing Modern. Legacy Pit is playing Legacy. Yeah, tough one. Maybe Fury in the board would be quite good for both like the two decks that we lost to. So potentially Fury is a thought for the board, but until then, enjoy your weekends, and I'll catch you next time.